Hello, I'm Ikari, and this is Rappler Talk. Joining us today is Assistant Secretary Arnulfo Familiar. He served as the Assistant Secretary for Mobility Infrastructure Implementation since 2016. In 2016, the Philippine Statistics Authority recorded 6,869 deaths due to motor vehicle crash incidents. 9 years later, in 2015, the figure jumped to 10,012. What does it say the road safety landscape in the Philippines?
Road safety is everybody's concern, and worldwide we have established a record that based on the record given by World Health Organization, this is about 1.25 million deaths occurring, and also about 20 to 50 million injuries. So this is really a big concern. Now, in the Philippines, of course, we have our own share of road crashes,
Yes, definitely.
and the number of deaths and injuries from road crashes is still increasing. And we understand that based on figures provided by PNP HPG, this is an increase of 3% annually. But for 2015 and 2016, there is quite an abrupt rise. So really, there's a need for road safety concerns for the Philippines setting as well.
Sir, what do you think are the possible causes for the rise, for example?
Yes, based on record, we have also this traffic accident analysis or statistics provided to us by PNP HPG. And here are the causes of accident. One is, of course, very basic, is human factor. So there is a number of human factors: bad overtaking and bad turning. That's also one. Overspeeding. We have also drunk driving, using cellular while driving, the hit and run, overloading, and mechanical defects, as well as road conditions. These are among the causes of accidents.
So, as I understand, there's bad overtaking, bad turning, speeding, drunk driving, and I believe we have several policy measures implemented to address those factors.
Yes.
But then there are still gaps, of course.
Yes.
So actually, just yesterday, the Metro Manila Development Authority announced that they will implement the speed limit of 50 kilometers per hour in EDSA for one, and then C5, Commonwealth, among others. So do you think, what do you think about this kind of measure?
Yes, there are a number of measures that are instituted, and these are some that I would like to mention. That we have, of course, the speed limiter is intended to reduce overspeeding, and the LGUs are having this responsibility, like in the case of Metro Manila, it will be MMDA, and in Davao, I had experience there where I really wanted to go fast to the airport, but when I talked to the driver, he said, "Sir, we are limited here to 30 kilometers per hour." So in the city, so they have set that limit, and they said if we go against that, enforcers would just use their speed gun, and they can be apprehended. So it's a good form of restraint, so that if you travel defensively, safely, that will be preventing accidents. So there are also other laws that are related to this, and we have the RA number 8750, the Seatbelts Use Act. We have the RA number 154, this is Motorcycle Helmet Act, and then the RA number 10586, the Anti-Drunk and Drug Driving Act, as well as we have also the RA number 10913, this is Anti-Destructive Driving Act, and the RA number 10916, this is the Road Speed Limiter Act, so which we have discussed earlier.
For 2017, sir, since you've been an ASEC since 2016, what do you think how do you think is it implemented for the past year? Since actually, for example, the Anti-Distracted Driving Act, it sparked debate among motorists, and it sparked debate, it sparked confusion. So how do you think are these measures that you mentioned earlier were implemented? Has it contributed to road safety or has it not?
Well, the very basic thing that even personally, if you would like to apply that to yourself, you try texting while driving. It's very, very dangerous. As if you're closing your eyes in 5 seconds and expecting nothing will happen. But you wouldn't want to sacrifice, especially if you have members of the family with you. So this safe driving or this road safety is really a concern for everybody. It will start with us. You know, when we say wear seat belts, then we have to wear seat belts. When we say do not drink and drive, then we should not drink and drive. When we say do not text and drive, I mean, text can wait. I mean, why do you have to you really push through with it while, you know, driving? So these are good laws, and implementing this would really improve our road safety condition. Sometimes we consider ourselves as risk takers. I would say an example of this. I even see motorbikers, even to the extent of just, you know, you are balancing yourself, but you have the tendency to still text while motorbiking.
Yeah.
And it's very, very
actually
dangerous. Yes. So these laws, when implemented, of course, the objective is really to improve our traffic condition as well as traffic safety.
As you've mentioned earlier, last November, during the World Remembrance Day for Road Traffic Victims, the DOTR with you and USEC Tim Orbos launched the Philippine Road Safety Action Plan for 2017 to 2022. Yes. How is it different from the earlier version, which was launched in 2011?
Yes, right now, the lead agency for this is DOTR. So before it was a shared responsibility, but still there is a need for coordination. But now, taking the lead for this is DOTR. So on top of it is really the responsibility of the DOTR for road safety. So I understand that during the November 19 World Day of Remembrance, it was the launching of the Philippine Road Safety Action Plan. So this is also a milestone because aside from the fact that we have celebrated a successful event for the World Day of Remembrance, which was participated by a number of sectors, including the media, NGOs, and of course public and private sector, and we held a memorable event. Now, together with that is the launching of the PRSAF. So this PRSAF is to address our road safety. Now, we understand that there are 5 pillars for the road safety, and we learned that these 5 pillars is based on a safe system approach. And the safe system approach means we have safe roads, we have safe speeds, we have also safe vehicles, and safe road users. So if you really, by the way, I would like to emphasize this, because we are concerned about safety. In fact, in my opening statements during the opening remarks there in our World Day of Remembrance, I really mentioned that it is very helpful if both even the pedestrians or drivers, before they go on driving or go to the street, they should pause for a time to pray. I emphasize that because we need guidance, we need protection, and when we pray, we are also inclined to, you know, obey traffic rules and regulations, because we are asking God's providence to help us on that. So this safe system approach is our anchor for the Philippine Road Safety Action Plan. As I mentioned earlier, that people are, you know, vulnerable and are prone to commit mistakes. So this is important, and the 5 the five pillars were in just very self-explanatory composition about these five pillars. Is just one, it will concern about the management, road safety management. Two, it will also concern on the road itself. So do we have standard roads? And I would like to emphasize also that since more people are walking, do not have the convenience of having private vehicles, and we should give more also on these people, especially on the road usage. Sometimes you are limited to only what standard of 1.25 sidewalk width, but why not implement a bigger or wider sidewalk so that more and more people can be accommodated and emphasize the need for walking.
Are you looking into implementing projects like that?
Yes. In relation to that question, we would like to emphasize that our department, especially for the mobility infrastructure implementation, we have what we call the bus rapid transit project, and on the advanced stage, it's the Cebu BRT, which we will be implementing next year on the civil works construction. And part of this implementation is what we call the urban realm enhancement. The urban realm enhancement will address the safety as well as the convenience of riders going to the stations, and this will provide better amenities for riders at stations. So this bus rapid transit is also addressing the traffic congestion problem, where more and more people will be inclined to use, if we will already have an effective and efficient public transport system. Because right now, if you'll be asking people which would you prefer, a private vehicle or a public vehicle,
Yeah.
but even you, if you will be asked, maybe your ready answer would be private vehicle. Why? Because we don't have an alternative which is really at present, but DOTR is addressing this. But at present, we don't have an effective, efficient public transport system. Unlike other places in developed countries like Korea, Japan, and other places, bigger population percentage are using public transport.
Yes.
Because it is reliable, dependable, and they can predict time when to arrive at their destination. That is also our intention for our immediate solution, which is a short-term ones. This is the bus rapid transit. Of course, we have a number of modes that can also address our transportation problems, including, of course, LRT, MRT, and other rail projects or subways. But for short term, we have this bus rapid transit where we can implement this in just 2 to 3 years period. In addition to that, of course, we talk about the management, we talk about the road itself, and also the road users. Road users are part of the system. So when we say road users, we should be also, obedient to traffic rules and regulations. When there is it says no jaywalking, you cannot jaywalk. I mean, if it's time for you to cross, it's time for you to cross. So it's a matter of really discipline also, so that we can be safe both for the motorists and for the pedestrians. This is referring to the road users. And we have also, of course, the vehicle itself. The vehicle, it's really needed that with our program for this motor vehicle inspection system of the LTO, this is to assure that the vehicles are roadworthy when they are in our road system. Now there's a need for, of course, enhancing
Yes.
of this motor vehicle inspection system, and also this really strict enforcement. We must do away with shortcuts, but even me, when I went to MVIS in Cebu, because I'm based in Cebu, so when I went there, I have to go through the rigors of all this brake system, the lighting, and you have to go through with it, and this emission, and this not just for compliance, but really to be assured that there's road safety and it is roadworthy. So it's a must also for all vehicles. Now the last part of that is the emergency response. So we have, of course, when there are accidents, we have to provide emergency response, as well as this our initiative with these local hospitals or tertiary hospitals to have this trauma care, especially for those who are the victims. Now, part of that, I would like to emphasize that in our BRT projects, we have also what we call the area traffic control system, area traffic control, ATC, and ITS, the intelligent transport system. What are these? This would give reliable and real-time information on what's happening on the streets. So, of course, right now, if we discuss about unmanaged fleet public transport, meaning buses have to compete with one another and to get passengers so that they can earn a living for a day. But in this system of BRT, we want to institute that it should be fleet managed, where buses are just stopping on stations, and you can predict your time from one station to other station, so that in the mind of commuters, they would really think of what is the longest time that I can reach my destination. So with this system, this can provide predictability of your time travel.
So for the BRTs, the area traffic control system and the intelligence transport system, you're looking into integrated that with the BRT project in Cebu.
In Cebu, yeah.
Okay, that's the pilot.
That's the pilot project, and we would want that to be successful so that that can serve as a model. Again, I would like to emphasize that there is also the urban realm enhancement component. So part of that is providing better access. We have the what we call also the these greenways and bicycle lanes in approaches to stations, where really the commuters or the ordinary tao can be able to avail of these services.
So, sir, when are we looking into implementing that, perhaps for the entire country?
Yes, of course. That's why we have to make it successful for the pilot project, because if it can be successful, they can also serve as a template for others. Now, in Manila, we have of course planned BRT projects, but right now the advanced stage is Cebu. There are over 100 BRT projects all over the world that are successful, so we can use this as basis as well.
Since you've mentioned about greenways and bicycle lanes as part of the urban realm enhancement component, I remember Yusek Orbos mentioning that pedestrian walkways will be built in 2019 or 2018 in Metro Manila.
Yes, yes. That's we have a component there also, which is close to about 7 billion pesos, where this urban realm enhancement greenways project will be from Marikina even up to Makati, EDSA. So this is part of the component where there is a provision of bikeways, walkways, greenways, so, and that can be implemented in advance as a project.
So, sir, as of now, we don't have a central road safety agency that will implement the PIRSAP. Who will be implementing the PIRSAP?
Yes, as DOTR as the lead agency. By 2017, we have about 4 million budget. This is basically for would like to emphasize is the database for road incident visualization, evaluation, and reporting system, particularly drivers.
Drivers,
So
yeah.
this is one of our component for the PRSAP. Now, with this will be initially there's a run in Cebu as well as in Metro Manila through MMDA. Now, this will be a national program, but the drivers system would, you know, provide a more improved system in terms of recording or delivering reports, where it is based on web page database and through internet. Before it was just using logbook sometimes. You
Yeah, I remember seeing logbooks before.
know. And to integrate this is a road safety unit within DOTR, and we will, as a part of the PRSAP, plan to have this by 2018 already integrated as a road safety unit under DOTR. And by 2018 we have also a corresponding budget, and that's about 28 million, and then by 2019 this will be part of the GAA.
So, sir, in the coming years, what would be expect in the change of policies or implementation of programs moving forward?
We have to really have a collaboration of all sectors concerned, and the strict implementation of our defined laws. And I would like to mention as well that in addressing traffic congestion problem as well as the traffic safety aspect, we are concerned with the what we call the 5 E's of management, and these are, number one is engineering, and then of course this will take talk about the road itself, and the pavement, traffic signs, markings, and all this, and it should be, you know, standard. We have education, that we have to educate users, both pedestrians and drivers, and then of course we need to have enforcement, enactment of laws and ordinances, so that this will be legal, and then after that will be the enforcement of these laws. So lastly is the environment, which would really, you know, make a comprehensive approach in addressing this traffic congestion problem.
For our last question, how can we ensure that our roads will be safer in 2018?
This would really be, you know, a big challenge for each one. You know, we just launched the PRSAP for 2017, and we'll be creating the RSU unit, road safety unit, by 2018. And of course, it will be a continuing move, a continuing struggle, so that we can really gear towards our vision. Of course, our vision is by 2022 we will be reducing traffic accidents by 20%, and that is a also a, you know, an objective that we have to meet. But really the vision is to have zero casualty for road aspect. So with that, it's a cooperation, it's a collaboration of everybody's concerned. Okay? Even if you as an ordinary person will say, what's my role, you know, it's a simple obeying to traffic rules. You have already a part. Taking care of your children, especially not leaving him alone in going to school or what, you know, you have a part. So everybody has a role, from, you know, children to high schoolers, teenagers, adults, and even the aged ones or the PWDs. This is a concern for everybody. And one life is very important, because we do not know that it might be your parents, your brother or sister, your relatives, your loved ones, or it might be you. So it would be a good, you know, reminder for each one that we have a role to take, and we should be road safety conscious.
Okay. On that note, thank you for joining us, sir.
Thank you very much. I would like to emphasize that I was working here with 2016, but this road safety aspect was newly handed to me as part of my responsibility.
Okay.
But anyway, we'll work along that line because it's everybody's concern. Yeah.
Definitely. We've been talking to DOTR Assistant Secretary Arnulfo Fabillar. Let's make safer roads a reality. I'm Aika Ray. Thank you for watching Rappler Talk.